Peace from Sweden.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. What's good with you, bro?
How you doing, King? Good to see you.
Likewise. How's everything with you, bro?
Man, it's a beautiful holy day.
We tapping in from?
I'm from Philadelphia.
Philly in the building. Shout out to Philly, man.
Yes, sir. We on the corner of 11th and Loudon at the Moorish Temple of America.
Woo! Islam. That's what I'm talking about.
We got a lot of beautiful things going on in the city of Philadelphia right now. Actually, we'll be opening up a meeting very soon, a community meeting involving a mayoral candidate.
Dope.
That goes of Jan McKay.
Dope.
The brother Jan McKay right here. My name is Andrew Carter Bay, by the way.
Andrew Carter Bay.
Yes, sir.
Islam.
So this brother right here, he's running for mayor of Philadelphia right now.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. And we have partnered up on some community projects that's taking place in the Logan section of Philadelphia, which is Upper North Philly.
Right.
Right now it's a little rainy, right? Across the street, you see this land right here?
Mm-hmm.
This land just was it was just getting cleaned up by the city today. They was dropping mulch and stuff down for us to build a community farm. Here is three of our raised beds that's being built. They had to take some repairs because of the weather.
Right.
We have a studio, a music recording studio. Cause
Okay. Who got bars over there?
Oh yeah, that'll be me. I'm one of them.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about. The Moors with the bars.
I'm one of them. The revolution, man, the so-called
evolution.
The evolution is definitely taking place, and the young Moors with their eyes wide open, already seen and known that came through those doors.
Right.
And prophecy is being
fulfilled
in the flesh.
That's what I'm talking about.
So,
you know what I mean? Shout out to the young gods that's, showing and proving and standing on the shoulders of the giants and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's because y'all the ones that we doing this for. So I'm glad to see that there's a young contingency that gets it and are getting out of their comfort zone, getting outside, getting the work done, and getting to it. I'm coming to Philadelphia. I'm actually having this conversation with my audience to share some good news. I will be in Philadelphia. We're coming through there. I would love for you to connect with me. If we even got to do if I have to, we're gonna do a musical performance as a part of what it is that we're doing. So if you want to get highlighted like that, we can make it happen. But hit me in the inbox and let me get your information so we can make some things happen. But I'm coming out there, and I would love for you and other Moors to be some of the brothers on the ground to spread the word. We're going to be screening a film. We're going to be in the theater. It's going to be big. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to have a panel. We're going to bring the family together to have conversations. We're going to capture content. And, we're going to walk away smarter than when we walked into the theater.
Right.
You feel me? Yeah, that part. And that's all that matters. And I really want to give Philly that type of look, because every time that me and Blue came out there for since like 2005, it's been nothing but love. Shout out to Black and Nobel. That's the foundation right there.
Shout out
Hakeem.
Crystal.
Shout out to Sabir. Huh?
Sorry to cut you off, brother. I just wanted to throw a shout out while you were shouting people out. I wanted to shout out sister. Her name is Crystal John on Instagram, but her name is Zola. I don't know. Yeah. I believe. So she throws the Crystal Cookout once a year.
I know. Okay, I know. She's a legend. Shout out to her. I thought that's who you was talking about.
Yes,
yeah. She's a legend.
So we connected. We already connected. I mean, connected through the ethers anyway, but we connected.
Right.
But I really hopped on here. Sorry to get on here. Hopefully it wasn't taken as bragging or boastful, but I just wanted to
You good?
get on here and show what's happening in Philly, because sometimes the evolution of the revolution isn't televised as it should.
Right.
So,
Right.
but I would like to just say one thing. I wanted to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What is your thoughts? Because in this age of Aquarius, people are waking up. People are got information faster than they ever had it in any other age.
Right.
So sometimes the knowledge is some people get some of the knowledge prematurely. It's like a baby can't chew steak.
Right.
So they
Profane.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So now I want to know what your thoughts is on alchemy, spiritual alchemy, and how that correlates with the body, because I recently was doing some research on the brain.
Right.
And I found that it was an organ in the brain that's called the locus coeruleus, I believe.
Right.
If I'm not, and this organ contains most of the copper that resides in our brain.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is it's the main transmitter for the brain that is connected to the whole nervous system. It's the central of the body. Mm-hmm. And the nerves in the body are highly connected to, well, the nerves is really electricity.
Right.
This is electricity being transmitted throughout the body. So my question is, if you can literally transmute that copper that resides in the locus coeruleus, what would be the effect on the human body? Because we know that gold is a much better conductor of electricity than copper.
Yes.
So what would be the actual effect? And that's just a question I like to pose for.
You're saying what would be the natural effect of what, though?
The effect on the human body, because we have the nervous system, right? The nervous system, without electricity in the body, the nervous system doesn't exist.
Right.
The nervous system is also affected by our breath, our intake of oxygen.
Intake of oxygen, correct.
So if we literally transmute, because alchemy is the transmutation of base metals into gold.
Trying to let metals go. Mm-hmm.
If we can literally transmute this copper and iron that resides in the brain into gold, what would be the actual effect on the human body?
Oh, okay. That's what you mean. You mean the philosopher's stone. You mean basically turning, like you said, base metal into gold. You can answer that for your own. That you can answer that question on your own. You know what it's going to mean for the human body. That's part of the leveling up aspect of it. That's part of the transmutation. You're going to be able to tap all the way in. Like, I highly recommend, even for my brothers and sisters out there, to even begin to consider, mentally, just as a fashion statement, to upgrade from copper to gold on the outer, so it could also reflect on the inner. Some of us who were wrapped up in copper, it's not a sin, or it is of no disrespect if you were to show back up, wrapped in gold. You know what I mean? With that gold in your body, especially if you are gonna find yourself, sunbathing in the rays of the sun. If you understand how you're connected to the electromagnetic field, if you understand how you affect the morphogenetic field and whatnot, if you understand that your resonance, your Schumann resonance is affecting everything around you, you're going to want to vibrate at the highest frequency possible. And you want to be able to be charged up, and you want to be able to hold that charge. So I know that the copper is a good conductor and it holds charges and whatnot, but we know that gold ultimately holds the ultimate charge. especially for the brothers and sisters who are tapping into the Sumerian text, learning about the Anunnaki and whatnot. So if the Anunnaki came here to mine gold, where's your gold?
Mm.
I
Mm.
don't really don't get it. If the Anunnaki was out here going crazy over gold, nigga, where's your grill? You know,
Mm.
where's your gold at? You know what I mean? You can't you go you're not fulfilling the goals of the Anunnaki, my nigga. You don't got no gold.
Right. Right.
You know, and somebody said any type of gold. I would definitely start with monatomic gold. I don't want to sound facetious. I don't want to sound, like I'm into some type of superficiality and whatnot, where I'm just telling dudes that they need to have a gold chain on and whatnot. Put the gold in your body first and foremost through the liquids, and
Got the
then
cold.
when you can that gold water, and when you identify foods that have gold in it, but definitely, and when you start vibrating on that frequency, just manifest some gold on your body. You know what I mean? It's from within to without. It's not the opposite. So if you're going to attract gold in your life, it's easier to do it if you actually have gold in your body. For the brothers and whatnot, stop spilling your seed recklessly, because you're losing your gold, brothers. You're losing your copper. You're losing your quartz. You're losing your zinc. You're losing your magnesium. I mean, I'm going to keep saying it until my face is blue. And it's part of an unpopular, opinion, because you'll get judged, because it's like you're trying to stop my fun. And I'm here to let people know. Take it from me. I'm trying to increase your fun. You
Mm.
feel me? It gets greater later. Power is in restraint. The
Wow.
power is in the resistance. And
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it any clearer. The power, you find power in resistance. So you should welcome the urges. You should welcome the whispering. You should welcome all of the auto suggestions to go wayward and whatnot, because that's your opportunity to strengthen up. Because once you're able to resist, and once you're able to refrain, and once you're able to restrain, it's almost like you're in the gym. You're working out something. You will be rewarded more for resisting than you get rewarded if you just go ahead and give in.
Mm.
Or
Mm.
you go ahead and you show your hand and whatnot, right? Or you shoot your load, or you spill your, you know what I mean? When you do that, when you tap out, what's your reward versus when you restrain and you hold, right? Like they say with the crypto, diamond hands, right? That's where the strength is. That's where the power is. That's where the quote unquote reward is. So I
Mm.
like to put myself in situations, like a septic pool, almost a septic tank, right?
Right.
To test my resolve and to test my willpower and to level up a little bit. I get stronger if I could walk out of there, quote unquote, unsullied.
That's genius. That's genius to put yourself
Yeah.
in the
Got to
environment,
put yourself in the environment, right?
because anything you cannot fast from, you become a slave to.
Right. Run to it. Don't run from it. Because if you run to it and embrace it, it will not have the same hold on you. If you run from it, it's going to pull up on you. Hey, Ricky, it's going to catch you.
Mm.
Peace, America. You're going to get caught like Ricky in an alley and whatnot. When you least suspect it, your demons is going to pull up on you, and they're going to back alley you like Ricky. But if
Right.
you run to it and embrace it and be like, look, I'm not going to let this shit defeat me. I'm not going to fold. I'm not going to let it, quote unquote, ride me. I'm
Right.
not going to let it mount me. I'm not going to let it put me on a leash and whatnot. I'm going to put it on a leash. I'm just going to say, you know what? Maybe not today. Today is not a day that I feed the stimulus demon, or or I'm not going to feed the stimuli. I'm not going to feed the quote unquote instantaneous. That's a trick. They're going to trick you out of your blessings by hitting you with that. Hey, do you want to feel good right now? You pay for it tomorrow. Like what's his name? His name Blimpy on Popeye.
Yeah. 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 Can I expound on that?
Of course.
Um, I think it's also important that we as individuals, when we are faced or when we put ourselves in an environment where we're facing these I don't know how to say, these desires, I would
These
say, right?
challenges, right?
Or challenges, to have, even if you come up short for your intent in that moment, to have compassion for
Oh,
thyself.
definitely.
You
First person to forgive you is got to be you. You
exactly.
know, we don't get it right all the time. Man falters. You have to forgive yourself. You get to do it again. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, be a drill instructor. Be very disciplined. Become a Shaolin monk on your lower self. However, if he wins a hand of chess, don't beat yourself up. When you
Right.
get knocked out and whatnot, don't knock yourself out again in the back of the quote unquote. Like when niggas get knocked out, they go in the back, they be crying with their trainer and whatnot. No, nigga, go party, go out with that black eye, go and celebrate. You know what I mean? Shake it off, and you will fare better mentally than you would if you were to sulk and fall deeper into the sunken place. It is causing suicides.
Wow.
It is making people take their lives because they're hard. They're too hard on themselves and whatnot. They're self-destructing and they're self-sabotaging and they're self-mutilating and they're treating themselves like their worst enemies and whatnot. And come to find out, when they quote unquote get deeper in their self, or when they get further in their learning and whatnot, they'll realize that they were utilizing preconceived notions and programmings, right? That's not even theirs to judge themselves. You're judging yourself, or you're quote unquote punishing yourself based off of some information that might be outdated. So it's not what happens to us, it's how we react to it.
Mm.
So whenever I find myself falling short, I try my best to fail forward, and I forgive myself, and I say, the flesh is weak. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try it again. You get to rewind the clock, and you go harder this time, and you have to beat your best score.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But you're always gonna be challenged by yourself. It's never gonna stop. You know what I mean? They had an interview with the monks and whatnot. And the monks was like, yo, we struggling with porn addiction. This is the monks, bro. This is the monks, my genius. This is not like, and we could talk about what they would talk about in the Vatican with the priests and their addictions and whatnot, but the Vatican is a little more filthier, right? We're talking about the monks in the mountains. What do they know about Pornhub, bro? What do the monks know about that? But they are fighting addictions, bro.
Because it came from running away from it. That's what it came.
It's right. They're trying to hide from it.
Right.
But then there's somebody in the favelas, in the gutter and whatnot, and they mastered that shit. They could walk through 1,000 BBLs and won't be phased.
Right.
How about that? So what? And this nigga's a wino. He probably he probably on a Fetty Wap. You know what I'm saying? He probably on all kind of barbiturates, and he's in touch with himself to the point where he's not tempted, and he's good, and he's in control of both halves of himself or herself, right? And he's able to yield his sword and not in the same way that these other people who appear that they're powerful, but they have the quote unquote weakest desires of man.
So would you say marriage is a form of keeping that balance? Marriage is only there to keep that balance and to keep our passions and desires in check?
Yeah. Marriage will tame the beast. You know what I'm saying? Marriage is one of the main, domesticators of man. And that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? We're primal in our nature. We're the hunter-gatherers. We're always outside looking for something to eat, my nigga. And when you're able to marry in, or you have a marriage and whatnot, you're locked in with another person and y'all become one, that primal urge, hopefully that shit subsides. You know what I'm saying? It subsides, but you don't want to lose that passion that's why you have a lot of infidelity in the marriages, because you become so domesticated that you don't hunt no more.
Mm.
And shorty want to get hunted down. You know what I mean? You low key neutered and shit. You know what I mean? You
Right, right.
know, you're not hunting, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You ain't out there hunting. You're
So
not
would
spear chucking.
now, do you think as human beings, because nature in our literature is anyway in the literature, which I know that you're familiar with, in the literature,
Mm-hmm.
Circle 7 and all that, it says
Yeah.
nature urges thee to inconstancy. So I believe we had two different types of natures. We had two natures,
Right. The nature of man,
and the nature of
the
the
universe.
right,
The nature of the universe is not the same nature as man. You
right,
know, the universe doesn't exercise the same kind of willpower that man is exercising. Man has choices,
right.
which, you know, which affects man's nature in a sense. Like, you know, man struggles with his nature based off of the ability to choose. Remember, other animals don't have the same willpower that man has. A zebra can't be like, you know what, I want to go fuck with the hippos today because the other zebras is not paying me no attention.
Right.
He knows that if he goes over to the hippos, you know, he's about to be lunch.
So in your own opinion, what is what do you think would be best for melanated men or our men to be like hunters or domesticated?
Well, considering, you know, the fact that being domesticated in the jungle never worked for, you know, you can't put domesticated cats in the jungle.
Right.
You know, I don't know what state you woke up in today, but the state that I woke up in, it smells like there's a war going on outside. You know what I mean? Where I'm at from my vantage point. So, you know, I would fare better moving more closer to a non-domesticated mind state. I just
Right.
saw in today's live that I'm doing right now is to highlight the documentary that me and my brother Blue Pill was in, American Maroons, and to announce an upcoming screening tour and whatnot. And watching that documentary, it really put me in a different type of mind state. So when they say you live in the state of New York or the state of Georgia, that's really the state of your mind,
That,
right? So yeah, I'm right now, I'm in a state of maroon. You know what I mean? I'm living in the state of Florida because the mind state of Floridians, based off of the documentary that I just saw, is that these are warriors and whatnot, straight up warriors. Philadelphia, Baltimore. These are warrior strongholds. The warriors that live amongst us are misdirected because they're being confused by religion and religiosity and dogma and whatnot. And people are not pointing them in the right direction because their nature is to be warriors. That's what American Maroons was showing me, that we had a warrior spirit that they've been trying to tame and domesticate it out of us and stomp out of us and lock us up, throw us away because they can't tame us. And they know that we have a spirit, a warrior spirit that terrifies them. That's why Florida was so strong against CRT, critical race theory, because if they don't have critical race theory, or if they tell them children in Florida about the Maroons and the Seminole Wars and how they were warriors, and then they were not necessarily the same type of slaves that they depict in the 13 colonies and whatnot, those young men and those young women, instead of going to play for Pop Warner and the football thing, and instead of being on the combine, and instead of letting the NBA and the NFL and the U.S. Armed Forces use them for chattel slavery, right? They would tap into their warriorhood, and they would be able to wake up the ancestors that's inside of their bloodlines and whatnot, and they would get busy.
right.
They would be
That's
the front line, the same way that they the front line in the NFL on all of these teams that they're owned and whatnot. oh, you a good defensive front line for the motherfucking Dolphins, my nigga.
Right.
But you not a front line for them niggas in the pork and beans and shit like that. You the front line for a drug operation, or you the front
Exactly.
line for the scammer operation, or you the front line for the jump out boys that be robbing niggas like how they killed Kodak. My bad. They killed XXXTentacion live in his car and what shot him in his neck. Y'all the front lines for backdooring niggas, but if you got your minds right and you knew your true history and you was able to really wake up the real warrior spirit in you, you know, them people would pay homage, they would take notice, and they would stop fucking with us in places like Florida, Georgia, and in the Carolinas and Texas, where they got to keep their foot on the necks of the inhabitants because they all have Seminole maroon buck, non-domesticated primal spirits. Even in Philadelphia, when they walking around with them beers and whatnot, and they got that energy on them, and they got that spirit on them, it's pure drama with them. Newark, Philly, New York, like we never go nowhere. We always been here. We always been doing what we've been doing and whatnot. And them people is terrified of us because we're not conforming to none of that shit that they're talking about.
Right. I agree. I also see a divine unfoldment in all of it as well. Like how religion. Now on my first so-called awakening that I can identify as it to be an awakening, I was 18 years old. Now I'm 24. The first piece of information that I was studying was health, was the human health and veganism and how raw veganism and being alkaline affects your body and affects the mental state. And
rightfully so.
So I really took a disliking to religion, period, in the word itself.
Right.
At time. However, studying more and as I unfolded more, I realized that the disliking that this is like psychology at an all-time high. Disliking.
Look, we hate what we don't understand.
Right.
You can't not like something that you understand. Bottom line, when you begin to know something, you don't utilize I don't like it in the same sentence, right? Because when you know something, you have an understanding of it. You have an innate understanding of it. You understand that it has more in common with you than it doesn't when you didn't know what it was. Exactly. So when you begin to understand or understand or overstand something, you won't say I don't like it because it's almost like saying I don't like myself.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so we become familiar.
It's still a usage for it now. How we were using it before, that's it's obsolete.
The use case, right?
But as we change perspectives and look at it from different points of view, there's still a usage for all of this stuff. Everything that we know about spirituality, we can really find the common person has learned about it through religious principles.
Right.
So
my question to you is this: when you are elevated to higher education, like college, 13th grade and whatnot, do you look back on your teachings in kindergarten and quote unquote feel ashamed that you couldn't read at a 4th grade level when you was a 1st grader?
No.
Do you look back on your teachers who were quote unquote being patient with you and compassionate with you to kind of like walk you through the fundamentals of learning the building blocks of how their system taught them how to teach you?
I'm very appreciative of the ones who did have that compassion.
Right. So in religion, right, which happens to be some similar, if not the same concept of what schooling is, right? When you come into what is known as Christianity, that is almost akin to entering into elementary school at the earlier grades and whatnot. And as you elevate through these religions, because it's no coincidence that most of us started out as Christians, ended up in Islam, shifted over to, you know, the other disciplines and schools of knowledge, and then we're continuing our journey and our trek and whatnot, shedding our skin, shedding our quote unquote the 99 names of Allah, right? Our attributes and whatnot, becoming different people, evolving into different aspects or different facets of self and things of that nature, giving ourselves permission to grow, to evolve, to drop the dead weight and whatnot, to pick up what works for us and to leave what doesn't work for us. That includes those religions once we wear them shits out.
Right.
And then I encourage people to return to those religions. Go back.
That's
because
I just don't want to, I don't want our people to miss out on the good things or the benefits of wearing those religions out. That's it, because I had the same understanding and the same feeling as my brothers and sisters who haven't.
But this is what I'm gonna say before we get out of here, because we opened up the conversation, and you were talking about turning base metal into gold, right, and the benefits that it would have on the outer body. Now, this is one of the cheat codes on how to turn base metal into gold. When you go back and you revisit that which was once base metal, right, which would be your elementary version of Christianity or whatever you started out with.
Right.
When you revisit it with a set of new eyes and new ears and whatnot, and you're enlightened and things of that nature, that is when you could turn those old teachings, those old experiences, and what you perceive to be those old lessons into new lessons by doing what? Transmuting it, giving it a new face, refurbishing it, repurposing it.
Right.
You feel me? Remixing it, because you have the ability to do that with the power that you possess, based off of the journey that you went on, based off of the research that you did. Nobody else did it for you. You went on that quote unquote journey. You have only you could see through those eyes. No one could see through those eyes. Nobody's gonna see what you see through those eyes. It's all you. So that's exactly what you do. You take what was base, you take what was copper or lead, and you turn it as the alchemist into gold. And that is through your experiences. That is through your quote unquote contemplations and whatnot. That's through forgiving yourself, letting go of what may hold you back in the past that you may perceive as an L, but it was really a lesson.
Right. Exactly.
It was really something that you set it up. You set yourself up, right? You was the nigga in the ski mask robbing yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? For the experience and the lesson.
Yes, sir.
You know? So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't hold your parents, your grandparents, or anybody else under any type of jurisdiction, where you're judging them because you're tapped into a new way of learning or a new way of seeing yourself or a new school of knowledge. And why they got to get the brunt of it? They played their position for whatever the fuck that position was.
Exactly.
So,
okay. Divana,
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. Gratitude, brother.
Tap in with me, because like I said, we'll be pulling up in Philly, and we're going to make it happen out there.
Sure. Peace and love to you, King.
No doubt. Peace and love. Yeah, so I don't want to say too much too soon and whatnot, but if there's anybody on this live tonight that wants to come and witness in live and in person the screening of the Monumental Documentary American Maroon, right? American Maroon, please put an emoji in the chat. You know what I mean? I just want to see what it's looking like out there. If y'all are really, really ready, to see this movie and whatnot. And let me know what city you live in. You feel me? Because we're going to go to the city that, we're going to start tapping into the cities that want to see this powerful, powerful documentary. Now, Atlanta is locked in. New York is locked in. Miami is locked in. You feel me? So we're going to lock in them other cities and whatnot. And this is for the month of April. Let's be clear, this shit is gonna be monumental, and we are gonna do this shit big. We're gonna do it real big. You feel me? We are gonna do it humongously because we don't know any other way to do it. If you're in Alabama tomorrow, because I don't want this video to cut off before I finish my quote unquote announcements, there's a lot going on. It's a lot. I don't be on the Instagram because I'll be working, but there's a lot going on. So I'm going to just keep people updated to what's going on. Tomorrow, I'll be at Miles University. I'm on a Black college tour. I'll be speaking to Black melanated young men and women in college and whatnot about AI, technology, Web3, and all other things that they're interested in dealing with their future. I'm going to be bringing my book with me. I'll probably give out some free books tomorrow. I have a book on AI for children. So for teenagers and young adults too. You know what I'm talking about? So we'll be out there. We'll have some merch with us. I got books on deck. I got e-books on deck. I got some clothing and some other stuff. So if you're in Alabama, I'm sure that you could pull up there too. If you're in Alabama, shout out to my Alabama family. Tomorrow, be in the building. We'll be live streaming on my Discord for anybody that lives out of town. And I also going to be joined by some legends, Slice, Next Era Gamer, brother Brandon Smith, and a good brother Corey Henry. All right, we're going to be pulling up some very wise melanated men, you know what I mean? And we're going to be dropping some information on some stuff that the youth are definitely interested in hearing. You know what I mean? This is what they want to hear. This is the conversations that they want to have. So we are there for it. We're there for that. Yeah, we're going to be there for that. So shout out. Later on tonight, on my Discord, I'm going to be doing a live stream, a free live stream, a prelude to the Masters of the Universe. There's 8 days left for the Masters of the Universe workshop with Brother Rich, Black Magic 363. I'm going to be doing a humongous workshop with the brother on Black Magic 363. It's going to be monumental. It's going to break records. You know what I mean? We're going to be dropping information and all of that, you know, and I want y'all to be there. I definitely want y'all to be in the building. We're going to be teaching the family how to be digital entrepreneurs. We're going to be teaching people how to tap into not just the whole digital aspect, but how can you tap into your God bodies? How could you tap into, you know, your mind and whatnot? How could you get your mind right? So when you interface with the AI, you're interfacing with the AI from an almighty intelligence perspective. Shout out to KT, the Arch Degree. I will be beginning a fast on Monday, and that fast will take me up into Saturday, which is the 18th. So my mind will be right. My body will be right. I'll be charged up. I'll be in touch with the netterverse and whatnot. You know what I mean? And I'll be getting them downloads that I need so we can have, so we can make the type of history that we need to make. So this is tonight. Sign up to the Discord. If you're not in the Netterverse Discord, I only have capacity for 250 people. It's limited seating and whatnot. We start at 10 p.m. Eastern, and I look forward to seeing those 250 people there. And then next Saturday at 12 o'clock p.m. in the daytime, we're going to have a 5-hour lecture. Let me pull up the flyer for that. And that is entitled Masters of the Universe, How to Become a Digital Entrepreneur. Okay. And that's with Black Magic 363. You dig? So shout out to the bro. Let me play my little commercial. Give me 1 minute. Yes. So tonight we're going to be talking about some of the things that are going on in the tech world. Check this out. I made it right. So she wrote that herself. It was thinking up the chorus. I said, give me a chorus. This is Chat GPT with a face. They gave it a face. Her name is Alice. You said you can't hear the sound. Oh man, I don't know why that is. I can hear it. Let me see. This is the book. Oh, you could only hear me? I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. My bad. You know, that's Instagram. That's not me particularly. They probably don't want you niggas to hear it. But what you were looking at was the infamous Chat GPT that I'm sure by now you've heard about. If you don't live underneath a rock, by now you heard of Chat GPT. Well, yesterday or the day before, a company out of Israel called D-ID, they came out with an interface or a face. They put a face to the chat bot. And now it has a face and you don't even have to type a prompt. You don't have to speak through it through typing. You could speak through it through your microphone. So what that did in terms of technology is that it shifted the race into sixth gear. It was in fifth gear, but it shifted it into sixth gear because what we may not realize and what we may not notice because it's so subtle that you don't even pay attention to what's taking place is that prior to that app being launched, you had to generate, answers from prompts through typing, right? The approach was through utilizing your hands to type, to interface with the AI. And I said it on my show a few weeks ago that the minute that they change it from audio, right, where you could generate text and image through audio, meaning speech, that's when the game changes because once you remove the hand, right? Once you remove the hand in terms of, because this is we're part of the creative economy. For anybody they may be lost as to why is Brother Red Pill, he's supposed to be, marching for black rights and everything. Why is he talking about AI and technology is evil and all of this stuff? Well, I'm part of the creative economy. I'm a creator. So I utilize tools of creation. And these are tools of creation. So I'm staying in my lane. This is my lane. And I'm dealing with creativity and the tools of creation. But what's taking place is that they're allowing man and woman to create without using their hands, right? That is monumental. That is getting closer, right, to what God does, right? Did not create man with his hands. God created man with this word. First, there was the word. God created man through thought and utterance. So now you can think something and you can speak it into existence without your hands. Prior to that, you would think of it and you had to type it out, and then it would come into creativity, and then it would manifest into creation and whatnot. You're climbing the steps. But now when you're able to utter words and to generate either an image or text or video, you are now entering into a whole nother space. See, people are not fully aware of how everything is shifting around them because they're not tapped in. And that's no offense to anybody, but that has a lot to do with whoever your teachers are. You know what I mean? That has a lot to do with whoever's teaching you and whoever's keeping you up to date and whatnot, and keeping you what is known as presently present, right? There's a sin if your teachers or your scholars or whoever's leading you has got you all over the place and you don't even realize what's going on in the present. You're missing the gifts of the present. You're staring a gift horse in the mouth, and this nigga has he got all of his grills got ice in them. You understand? The gift horse that we staring in the mouth, he got ice trays in his teeth. This is a diamond studded fucking grill, my niggas. This is a big gift horse. They are projecting generative AI alone, not the whole AI market, just generative AI to be 17 trillion in 2025. Since niggas like playing with numbers and whatnot, since a lot of people are moved by numbers, 17 trillion. So when they had all of these campaigns talking about AI is going to take your job, why didn't you ask a newscaster to say, all right, that's a given, but how many jobs is AI going to create? They didn't mention that part. They only gave you the fear it's going to take your job, but they didn't tell you how many jobs it's going to make. So me currently, in my studies and whatnot, right, this whole book filled up with notes, right? I've already identified 500 income streams that AI is providing right now, right? And if I go on my computer and go on my email or go searching and whatnot, I could probably find another 20 to 30 every day. That's how many of them are being rolled out and whatnot. So that's why I went ahead and I put together this book, AI for Star Seeds, for your star seeds. I don't know your children. I don't know your star seeds, but I've been to enough lectures. I've been to enough festivals, and I'm online. I'm going on my timeline. I see a lot of people celebrating their beautiful, wonderful star seeds. These are sentient light beings. I could look at the aura in these children, and I'm like, yo, these children are special. They have been sent here with a purpose to do something and whatnot. So for all of my homeschoolers, especially y'all, because y'all have the ability to pivot, right? Meaning that you could change your curriculum overnight. You could upgrade to what's going on and be presently present and teach the children about all of the technology that's available right now. Public school and private school, they're not going to be able to do that for another 2 years. The children are going to be left in the dust because the technology is upgrading exponentially at a very fast pace. So by 2 years, by the time the school system is able to introduce AI tools and technology to the children, it's too late. It's too late. Anyone listening to me right now, you are part of the 001%. You are on the quote unquote plane getting ready to take off. The plane ain't even take off yet to go to Mars. The SpaceX, you on a plane, you sitting on a train, you know, when you on Amtrak before they pull off to go on a long ass trip, you're on that plane and you're on that train and you will have an early ticket and an early seat. You could be anything you want in this field right now. Your children could be anything they want right now. I can't say the same a year from now. I might not be able to say the same thing I might not have the same conversation for you. But right now, in the early stages, you could be a legend. Don't be like them niggas that missed out on Bitcoin. Don't be like them niggas that didn't get one NFT and missed out on a boom of that. Don't be like these niggas. There's always sitting around lollygagging, you know what I mean? Playing games, and then they gotta beat themselves up and they have to get anxiety attacks because they gotta watch niggas on the internet pop collars and have fun in life and celebrate the victories for being early and whatnot. Don't be him. Don't be her. You feel me? Don't underestimate the gift horse when it's staring you in your mouth. The game is to be sold, but the game is also to be told and whatnot. I'm trying to tell my people what's going on before it is too late. Thank me later. Okay? And I'm saying that in the most humility and the most, caretaking way to not offend anyone. But yeah, we got a new podcast coming. It's called Build and Destroy. We got like 3 classic episodes already. It ain't come out, but the channel is on YouTube. We got our first video up there, our first podcast episode. Please go and subscribe. Build and Destroy. Build and Destroy, starring Red Pill, Blue Pill, my good brother Malik Deshawn, and my good brother Tariq Bey from Smoke and Grow Rich. You know what I mean? We dropping bombs. You feel me? We're not just talking about AI on those shows. We're going to get into a lot of stuff. We're building shit up and we're destroying things that no longer serve their purpose. So Build and Destroy, that's on YouTube. You can find it right now. Go subscribe to it. I'm going to put the link in my bio since that works better for everybody. I'm going to put the link in the bio. Build and Destroy, that comes out every Thursday. You can listen to that on Spotify. You can also watch it on Spotify. Spotify is big on video podcasts now. So go on, your Spotify interface on your phone looks like Instagram and YouTube right now. They changed it up a few days ago. It's so much information going on. We're going to talk about it in free work, the masterclass tonight. Masterclass is in session, 10 p.m. The link, after I get off the live, I'll put it in my live. I'll put it in the live. I'll put it also in my link tree and whatnot. Go and sign up. Seats is limited. We're going to be diving in, and we're going to talk about how Transformers changed the world forever. And I'm not talking about the motherfucking toys and whatnot. I'm talking about the T and GPT. The T and GPT stands for Transformers. And I'm going to explain to everyone in class tonight what a Transformer is and how that changed the AI game and brought AI into 2.0 and has produced all of these quote unquote tools that niggas is spooked out about, and 10-year-olds is out here getting rich, utilizing. Go figure. Yeah. And we're still looking for anybody that's out there. I'm still looking for graphic designers. I even need more y'all now. Illustrators. I'm looking for story borders and whatnot. I'm looking for people who are content creators. I need all of y'all to hit me on the DM or to sign up to the Netaverse on my Discord and reach out to us so we could vet you and put you into some positions where we could get you some money and whatnot. We could get you paid. You feel me? Because we out here hiring people and putting, we putting bread in your pocket. We got gigs. You know what I mean? We looking for talent. That part. We passed the speculation stage. We're into the demonstration now. So, like I said, the month of April, we're going to be coming to a city near you with the quote-unquote screening approved by Tariq Nasheed, of course. All right, the announcement is coming soon. I'm just briefing y'all. We got the workshop March 18th with Brother Rich, Masters of the Universe. And then at the end of the month, we have 40 Acres or 40 AIs in a mule. You know what I'm talking about? 40 AIs in a mule. Shout out to Allen Iverson. And that's going to be the course that we're coming out with. We're going to have a 5-hour course. And then we got a boot camp coming up after that. So we busy. I've been doing business consultations, AI integration and whatnot. Shout out to everybody that's been signing up for the business integrations. It is a pleasure of mine to help my brothers and sisters level up and integrate them with this new technology, because I'm not going to hold the information. It's not going to do me no good. I'm not going to sit back and watch our people in the Stone Ages and whatnot while these people is living like Jetsons. You could be on you could be on your Flintstone shit, but they in the clouds living like the Jetsons. So it's time that we catch up, and it's time that we take this motherfucker for our own and whatnot. I know in the multiverse, you know, across multiple multiverses, I am who I say that I am. You know what I mean? So I'm here in this quote unquote reality to do the same thing. And that's to conquer some shit, you know, respectfully. You know, respectfully. You know, respectfully. So that's what we're here to do, you know. And with that being said, you know, if there's any questions, you can ask them. If not, I will go back to doing my research and getting ready for what we got to do later on. Shout out to everybody that signed up to the first masterclass that we did, the first free masterclass. We'll be also sending y'all a link for tonight. Shout out to all of my Discord people. Shout out to all of my KT aliens. Shout out to everybody that's getting their tickets for Brother Rich's class. I look forward to seeing y'all next Saturday. That is next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, the 18th. We going in. You dig? The class for the children. I don't have the class for the children. I showed you, that's the ebook for the children. I have an ebook, and that's available on our website, KTL University, and it's also on Gumroad. All right. This is the Build and Destroy. This is our podcast. That's on Thursdays. And let me show you the thing for the book. This book is for sale, $22. All right. $22 for the ebook. Okay. And we got physical books coming very soon, but right now it's only in ebook form. And we'll also be doing an audio book as well. Okay. This is for 8 years old up to 80 years old. I said it right. 80 years old, 80, right? Because an 80-year-old can pick up this book and learn something. You learn every day, right? We're going to learn until we burn. You know what I mean? We here to learn, and we're going to learn until the last day. So even if you're 80 years old, you could learn something about artificial intelligence, because we fear what we don't understand. Nation best resolutions. All you gotta just inbox me if you want access to the first one. No, matter of fact, go on KTL University. When you get the tickets for this one, scroll down and just sign up for the free one from a few weeks ago. Once you give me your email, it'll give you access. That's available for anyone who wants to learn. I'm giving out the information for free. I'm not hoarding it. I'm not harnessing it. You know what I mean? I'm not being a miser and whatnot. I'm adding value. I'm giving out a lot of value for the free 99, because I know that a lot of people don't have it like that. So it's yours. Do with it what you would do with something that's going to put you in a better position. Straight like that. I want our people to get on a motherfucking level, you know, because right now we eye level with these devils and whatnot, and we need to level up. And like I said, I don't want you to be confused